And hit it. Hey guys,
Check,
it's
check,
Tori
check.
Rose. We
Yeah,
are
yeah.
live in the building with the Connected Corner. Can you believe this is episode number 4 in the Connected Corner? Let's give it up. 2 and 2. For the kids go back to school, so we're getting all our fundamental math together. 2 plus 2 is 4. And this is episode 4 coming live from RadioOnFire. We are so excited. The Connected Corner, again, is the place you come to get news and resources you can actually use. And we say that not to throw shade, even though I've been known to throw a good tree every now and then. Not to throw shade, but why have a radio show or any kind of platform if it's not enhancing the community, right? So we make sure that we bring valuable, important, and certified guests on the show. Hello to everybody who is joining in. If there's questions you want to know from these awesome and amazing guests, please drop your questions right on any of these live feeds. You can follow us at Beehive Connected Group. You can follow us at our personal pages. I'm Tori Rose. I'll let my beautiful and amazing co-hosts introduce themselves in a second. But first, I'm going to give you the number, 404-436-1277. Dial in, call us. We want to hear from you. So 436-1277. So who are you? Let's see if I can turn it this way. Tell the world who you are, girl.
I am Kiana B. Jones.
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
Hey, girl.
And you know what's so funny? I didn't even know, so I'm following this person, and we're friends on Facebook or something like that. And I kind of was looking for that. Her, hey, Crystal. And she uses, so it's a lot of busy bees. And somebody asked me the other day, how do I spell my busy bee? And it's with an I, because it's B-I-Z, like biz. Because I'm not just like busy, B-U-Z-Y. You know, it's business. I'm busy doing business.
And it's not B-U-S-Y either. Okay, no. So it's B-I-Z-Y.
Okay.
Nice.
Busy bee. And so bee as in bees, because they buzz, and y'all can Google, you know, the history on bees and how I came up with that name. But my middle initial also is a B, so it's actually,
y'all can Google bees, y'all. You're gonna need to Google them soon because they'll be extinct. So that is a good.
Y'all can Google.
Hey,
So I did all that when I came up with Beehive Enterprise Professionals and moving on. So anyway, that's who I am.
I like that. Keep us straight.
And because a lot of people using it now, you know.
They are bees for everything.
And so y'all know, you know, I've been using since 2008. So if you've been using before 2008, cool, we good.
The shade.
Yes, where that tree at?
I've been busy bee for a long time.
Fact. She got the receipts.
Yeah, I got the receipts.
Lord. That's exactly how it's spelled too.
Receipts.
Hey, yeah.
So if I can interject before we get to nice, and we're gonna bring nice right on. Bees are actually going extinct. They're going extinct. And that is important to know because I hate bees personally, right? But they are so important to our ecosystem. And I hate them because I'm allergic. So I'm one of those people who goes into like a deathly shock. Don't try to sting me with a bee because I will fight you. But it's important to know that like no pollination and the lack of bees, it's going to change our ecosystem. So you guys, if you see a bee, try to just mush them along. Don't just kill the bee.
Global warming is real.
Yeah, I think that, I don't know if that's a part of global warming.
So we're going to make them and start giving them out.
We're gonna make bee pens for Beehive Connected Group, and we're going to have those available for purchase soon. So moving this boat right along, let's see if I can come this way. Let's see.
Yo, what's up, y'all? It's your girl D Nice, the entertainment specialist right here. Oh, hey. I got a big computer. Somebody donate an Apple computer to me real quick so I can, you know, downsize this big old 1977 computer that I have on here. I
like my big computer.
You know, shout out to everybody in DMV. What's good?
Awesome.
Follow me on Instagram. My bad. Follow me on Instagram at IMDNice1. Also on Twitter DMVNice1. Also on Facebook at DNiceEverett. Follow me.
And we live on all our Facebook pages.
Live on all the Facebook pages. So keep pushing. Thank you. My dad, Marco Clark, is watching. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Hey, Tony Hinton, who's watching, and Sil, who was on with us last week. We just want to give a shout out to some of those partners of ours.
Vaughn Milford Mill watching. Coach Vaughn from Milford.
Shout out to everybody in my live. Shout out. What's up, Cartier?
All right, so We're going to get
Say
right
all
into the
the
show
hoes.
today. We have an amazing and awesome guest tonight. I did post earlier today about the power of the seed. I posted a question. Hey, Joel, I see some people tuning in. And we want to hear a little bit about the seed. Before I bring him in and we bring him up and we get our energy up, I want to talk a little bit about why this specific topic is important to me, if that's okay. So Kiana and I are financial advisors. And we know that in Black and brown communities, we don't often do what we need to do as far as our money and our finances go. I know that growing up, I grew up Baptist. I know no shade or shots to anybody who's still Baptist. God be with you. But as a teenager, I decided that was not necessarily the denomination I needed to be in. I wanted to be a little more free. And I wanted to get away from people who, if my rent was late or my grandmother was sick or if my knee hurt or if my dog died, who just told me to pray about it. Because no matter how much I love the Lord, no matter how much he loved me, it just didn't feel like praying about it always was the solution. It felt like I needed to pray about it and then do something about it. So a few years ago, Kiana and I became financial advisors. We travel around our state and our city teaching young people, old people, and anybody who will listen about financial concepts and how to get their families financially free. I ran into a friend who I'm going to introduce in a second, and we're going to just ask him all the questions we want. And he's Dr. Eric Holmes. He's amazing. And he had just finished penning this book, and it was called The Power of the Seed. Now, mind you, today I still sit in a non-denominational church. I'm apologetically sound. I've read the Bible front to back, back to front. I'm studying now Hebrew and Aramaic and all of these things. And I was very impressed by the power of the seed. So I'm going to ask my co-host, when you guys hear the power of the seed, what does it sound like to you?
It sounds to me like sowing seed. So it makes me think about the fact that the power of you sowing seeds, that means time, energy, space, whether it be monetary or otherwise, into someone else. It doesn't make me think necessarily of like tithing or the church per se, but just sowing seed in good ground.
Okay.
And things that you know that are going to give you growth.
Okay.
And return on your investment.
Return on your investment. That's a good word. How about you, Nice?
The first thing that came to mind was growth.
Growth.
That was the first thing that came to mind.
Hey, Christina Flowers. I'm sorry, I had to call her out every time I see her now. Hey, Christina Flowers. So, how about gardening? Does it
fertilizing
it?
Green, yeah.
Greenery.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I want to talk a little bit about what that means and how not only do we have to approach our seeds, not from just a biblical standpoint, but from a secular standpoint as well, because we know more and more people are leaving the church. So is that cool? All right, guys, y'all want to get your energy up.
Facts.
I'm
we
like,
gonna
we
get
were
our energy
listening.
up.
You was
I
talking
know.
about reading the Bible back and forth,
And they started feeling bad. They was like,
I was
bucket
like,
list.
It's like, get your energy up and write the Bible. Okay.
Buy a Bible. Bucket list. That word is Deuteronomy. Learn how to spell it. Anyway.
What is sound effects at?
Right. So, we at the Connected Corner, where you get news and resources you can actually use, are going to talk about the power of the seed.
Yes.
And we are going to tie it into financial literacy. And we are going to tie it into things that our communities actually need, especially when we see more and more houses being foreclosed on, abandoned properties, blight, dirty businesses that are falling apart. How does the power of the seed then translate into us having sustainability in our communities, right? Let's talk about that. And we want to hear from you guys. Again, the number is 404-436-1277.
Call us
or tag us or drop it in. And Joel, I'm going to read your comment because I like putting you on the spot. Let me see. Joel said, tithing, I've always felt was more than money. Time, effort, resources, and help is a seed that you can sow into others. I love it. And for my personal team, I give them the 3 T's, which is their time, their talent, or their treasury. So I'm with you, Joel, 100%. So guys, put your hands together. Help me bring up Dr. Eric Holmes, our amazing guest for the evening. And we are excited for him.
Listen, I swear this man right here has like every bow tie in his closet. How many bow ties do you really have? Oh my gosh. And be so spiffy.
He custom does them. So
Nice.
I just
He
tell
custom
him,
does it.
send them to me. He's in North Carolina.
Hey.
D. Romario. So shout out to
Oh.
Mario Smith. D. Romario.
Okay.
Shout out to North
Spell that last
Carolina.
name.
It's actually Mario Smith on Facebook.
Okay.
But it's DERIMIRO.
Oh, that's
D.
beautiful.
Romario.
Nice.
It's like
Yeah.
Italian.
Yeah.
Nice.
I love that. So, Mario, let's get with it because I have a
this
10-year-old who
sound
thinks
effect.
he's savvy and he's handsome and we want some bow ties. So, Dr. E, I've been waiting for this day. First and foremost, thank you for all of the support that you give Tory Rose,
Absolutely.
the friends of Tory Rose, District 7, the campaign, my mama, my baby, and everybody. We love you and we
Yes.
thank you and we are honored to have you. So, let's jump right in. The power of the seed. First and foremost, what is it?
The power of the seed. It deals with the natural and spiritual aspect about sowing seed. How powerful the seed is, and when the power of the seed was birthed, it was birthed out of prayer. 5 a.m. Saturday morning prayer, and I asked God for a project to actually be a blessing to ministry, to my pastor, to the kingdom. And so as I opened the door to the deck, it's a tree in my yard that I had been in my house 10 years, because I've been there 13 years. And it had changed colors like I've never seen.
Wow.
He said, your season just changed.
Wow.
Said it again, your season just changed. And so when I turned back around, he said, the power of the seed, put it in a book. So I'm standing in the kitchen at that time. It's like 5:30 in the morning on a Saturday morning.
Wow.
Because I pray at 5 a.m. I don't doing 12 midnight, 1 a.m., 5 a.m. So I begin to draw it. And so one of my buddy who's a graphic designer, I sent it to him and said, this is what I need.
Wow.
Wow.
So that's how the power of the seed began. But so the whole concept was, and it's amazing you said this because I'm going to give only y'all, so y'all can see this because I got a good workbook, but I'm going to actually let you see it.
workbook.
It ties
yes.
into all your
Sneak
questions. It ties into all
Goodies.
your questions.
We're going to share.
Yeah. And so the thing about
We
it
gonna share.
is
Don't
that
take my worksheet.
it ties into all your questions as well. My sister, shout out to my big sis, my oldest sister out of all 8 of us, who revised this. So when y'all see this, it's a short workbook
Okay.
that's going to bless you up. The Power of the Seed workbook to help you, a guide to help you with your seed. So it deals with the whole, and I love the questions that the guy just said on there. It deals with the spiritual and natural aspect about sowing seed.
Okay.
And a lot of times, even we know tithing, giving, sowing, y'all financial analysts, y'all teach financial literacy, which we know in our community, we need that.
We need it.
So me and, with Tony, my little brother, Tony Click, when we're working on some things. So the 3 of us and Eric, my little brother, Eric. So
Hey,
we're-
E, he was on one of these.
yeah, we're
Hey,
trying
Eric.
to bring things together. So I'll do this aspect. He'll
That's
do
good.
the financial aspect. He'll do the nonprofit aspect. So we're bringing this together to collaborate, to bring this together. We're bringing our talents together. That's sowing seed.
That's
so
good.
we're looking at, we as a people always have to stop looking at it's just finances.
Yeah.
That's a part of it.
Right.
Because the scripture even said money answers all things, but he also gives us the power to get the wealth.
That's good.
And a lot of times we're sewing, like when your son came in, I said, "What's up, nephew?"
Yeah.
I said, "You getting ready for school?" I said, "Oh no, you gonna get your education.
Yeah.
No, this is what I need you to do.
Right.
But I'm planting seed now, so they know how important education.
Right.
So it's not just finance, it's wisdom, it's knowledge, it's understanding. And when you look at this, when I tell you, my sister did such a dope thing with revising this whole thing for it to be this workbook, and she's an educator, so you already know. Is right, and I'm gonna read just something so people get the understanding.
Wait, before you do, because I don't want you to give them all of everything. So wait, I want to bring it back for a second, because I need people to really understand this thought process. Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay, so you pray, one thing I heard was consistently.
Yes.
Okay, 5 a.m., 12 midnight, sometimes 1 a.m., but however you pray, you have a schedule,
Yes.
and it's consistent.
It's consistent.
So even if you're not a religious person or religious scholar, principles are the same.
Yes.
What you do and what you feed is what's going to grow.
Absolutely.
So you are praying, you're doing something that's consistent, and you get an answer that has now set your path on fire for
Yes.
the next 3 years.
Yes.
Do you think that if you were inconsistent in your prayer or your routine, you would have gotten that revelation?
No, inconsistency. That's another part, and discipline, because I do pray at those times, and it's my clear signs, one, that God is always speaking or giving me direction or giving me answers. You got to be disciplined. You got to be consistent wherever, whatever area of your life, whether it's school, whether, whether it's work. You've got to be consistent. You've got to learn to be disciplined, even as believers and non-believers.
That's right.
Discipline.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even as we try to discipline the flesh.
Yeah.
You gotta be, and you gotta be consistent. We serve a consistent God.
Yes.
Right.
He's always consistent. He's always the same. And so the thing about it is we've got to learn that in every area and aspect of our life. It brings awareness, but it brings us into also accountability.
Yeah.
If I say I'm going to pray at 12, I'm going to pray at 12. If I say I need to be at work at 8, if my schedule requires me, but if this is their guidelines, I got to be disciplined enough in knowing that I need to be here at the time that they say I should be here at work.
Right. So never been late to work and never missed a day.
No, I've never been late for work in 21 years.
And never missed a day, or you maybe
Other
missed
than
one
schedule
day.
time and stuff
Right.
like that. But
That's
as far as
different.
going
Never
to work,
calls out.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
And I've been favored and blessed.
Wow.
So I can say I've been favored and blessed. Now, that's not everybody's testimony, but,
Right.
God blesses people in different ways, different avenues. But it's a blessing because one of the awards when I received, it was amazing because it deals with a lot of patient care, patient safety, but seeds been sown. I've planted in the lives of, patients, and for a whole year, when they write letters and it goes to the president and the dean and all of them, they choose one person each year that they give this award to, which is the highest award that you can get at Johns Hopkins, which is a blessing because out of 24,000 employees, they bless somebody, one employee. So,
Wow.
I can tell you I was never going to go up for that in the 13 years.
Shade.
Wow.
The tree came back. The tree
So I was
came
being
back.
I was blessed to receive
Right.
that award, the Edward
Try
Halley
not to be
Award.
there.
Right.
And they sold a seat because it came with a $500 check
All right.
and
all
a
right.
plaque.
Come on.
But it wasn't just the money or it wasn't just the plaque. The mere fact that someone took time out to write these letters.
Right.
Someone planted a seed that was read and heard, not only that from the president on down, but then a whole board who unanimously, when they saw my name and saw my letters, the one lady said they already closed the book. It was a done deal.
Wow.
And that's a blessing. But seeds been planted.
That's
you
good.
coming to work, being a good employee,
Right.
being dedicated, being
Right.
consistent.
Right.
And people don't realize, I tell them this all the time. I just spoke to a group of 300 students on a panel at Hopkins, and it was amazing because you got to be on top with these students,
Right.
And in this generation that we're living in. And so they were asking questions after I presented, and it's like, well, when do you sleep? And how long you been here? But then they gave me some challenging questions, which then to me I had to respond. What is it? What a job that you didn't like or didn't? They're asking all kinds, but I had an answer for them.
Right.
But to understand, to challenge them, and to make them think.
Right. So let me pause you for 1 second. Do we have anybody on the phone? Let's take a second and see. Let's see if anybody's asking any questions. Hey, y'all. We're just checking in because it's getting good, honey. It's good. Good. And I don't want to miss anything. Yeah? All right, cool. So listen, the number is 404-436-1277. If you have a question about seed, discipline, consistency, because it's going to get good, and I don't want to miss y'all. And something that you said, and Kiana just said, she said she would have never got that award from Hopkins in the 13 years that she was there. I know me personally, before I retired myself from my 12 years of federal time, I did a 12 years, bit in the federal. I would deliberately make myself late. And I don't know how many people watching will be honest and say they go through that. You become defiant. You go, girl, I ain't going in there. I get in there when I get in there. They better be happy I'm even coming in there. But you don't understand that in that posture, what you are doing is delaying your blessing, and you are changing your discipline. So you are allowing outside factors to determine how others see your work ethic.
Yes.
And I'm going to tell you, one day I was sitting in my car doing a Facebook Live, motivating people, and heard God say, get your butt in the work. You are 20 minutes late.
Wow.
Because at the end of the day, to whom much is given, much is required. and I wasn't even 35 making $100,000 a year. I deserve to be in there on time, or I deserve to give them their badge back and remove myself from their environment.
Wow.
Facts.
Door number 2.
Door number 2, freedom.
Freedom.
So, Kiana, I know I've asked Dr. E a lot of questions. Did you want? I just wanted you to jump in because I can do this all night, girl. I'm excited.
What can I ask? What do you do do you work for the university or hospital?
I'm under the university, but I work in a clinical setting. I'm one of the senior coordinators in the ENT department, otolaryngology, ear, nose, and throat.
Okay.
So I'm one of the senior coordinators where we schedule, we make appointments, we check in, we check out, we insurance.
Gotcha.
We do the whole 9 yards.
Right. So I know just in that environment, like people will say, and we won't spend a lot of time talking about.
Because we need a therapist in here if we don't get Kiana off the job.
You know, I hear the name.
Nice,
But,
you got your coupon.
Last show I had it.
So, but something in that, in which you do, and it feeds into the fact that what you do, not that we all don't do service, right? When you're at work. So if you're at work, even for that job, you get a paycheck, but you're still in service. You're in service to the customers, clients, whomever that's there. So you're in a very service-oriented position within, even though you're on a university side, but working within the clinic, which I find is a little bit different. Like people say there are 2 different Hopkins, right? So necessarily, like in my world, in the world that I was in there, I would never have seen that happen. And I understand exactly what it is because, I had somebody at one time on my staff who I will rename anonymous because they didn't know we was people, but hired someone.
The shade tree came back.
And so what happened was, working in such an environment like that, my experience, and we know people experience different, we had to not just pray at home, but we prayed in the office, and there were days where we had to oil down people doors and desks. Like that is basically, the environment and being in that environment there. So I, salute you. I applaud you for remaining steadfast and disciplined to be in such an environment. I pray for God to let me out and release me from it. Like that, to me, how bad it got there for me. And I was like, I'm done. Hands up, white towel. Like literally came out of a meeting one day on my knees in my office on a chair saying, please get me out of here. Like release me from here, because at that point it was like, it's nothing that I can do. And just praying through that. So that was my prayer. And he did, very smoothly. Right. And without, any backlash or a lot of different things. And I'm sure at some point and someday I could go back there. But I prayed for him to release me. So, again, I applaud you for being able to be in such an environment and walk, and for you to shine and get noticed for what you're doing there.
And
because that was
not
never
for
my
everybody.
experience.
Everything's not for everyone. Before coming back to the main campus, I worked in a department that it started out good, but I had to leave. It wasn't for me. Even talking to my pastor, he said, son, some things are not just a good fit.
Right.
And the mere fact is, I tell people it wasn't a bad experience. It was a learning experience. Because what did I learn in the process? What did I gain and what did I take from it? But what could I have done better? Self-examination.
Right.
I know I wouldn't take another job like that. I don't care if they was paying $200,000.
That's right.
That's not me. That's not my passion. Even when I shared that with them, I went to them and I shared my passion. I shared my heart. Honest and upfront. This is not for me. Left on good terms. Gave them more than 2 weeks. But even I thank God for integrity, credibility, and character, because even when I sent an email to the president, she said, I need you back on this campus anyway, because I feed from your inspiration. I feed from your encouragement.
Wow.
We just also wrote me a phenomenal letter of recommendation.
Come on.
So it even in that, and I shared that with the group of 300 students. That was an area, but I did not stop doing my duties.
Yeah.
Even though that it had gotten to where I was like, I've never, when I had to call one of the friends I know at EOC, say, listen, I can't do it.
And I think that is so important.
Go tell your supervisor you're leaving early today.
Call on the line.
I will be here for the rest of your day, boy.
Okay, I'm gonna just.
Yes, who is that?
Yes.
Beyonce, is that
Who is
Okay,
that?
well, thank you for the beautiful song.
Thank you for that.
you? Caller, can you identify yourself?
Hey, my name is Greg. I've never been with a guy. I want to be. I've fantasized about it for years. Multiple guys, you know what I mean, and stuff. I want to try it all. I play
That was all right.
The beauty of live radio.
That's what it's all about. You know, I want to
Live radio,
touch it all,
baby.
touch
Anything
it all,
goes down.
do it
Right.
all.
The angels
You
are
know.
calling
This
in.
is
So
not
that's-
pre-recorded, as the little comedy shows. Remember the ones in studio audience.
All right.
You got, let me keep going.
Oh, okay, yeah. So I would like to know. Some people have like bad habits, right? You know, and you were saying consistency and all that. How long do you think it takes to break a bad habit to be consistent in order for the seed to manifest? I would say.
That's okay.
It's up to the individual.
Okay.
You have to know and you have to recognize, because everything starts with self. Sometimes we deny it, sometimes we don't, want to recognize, but everything starts with you. Because even if you want things changed, I can want the best for Tori. I want her to win. I support her 100. But if she doesn't believe it, or she does nothing to help the process,
Right.
I can believe all I want.
Facts.
But we got to self-examine. Okay, we know right from wrong at this point.
Yes.
Or if I know, if the Surgeon Journal puts on here, smoking may cause cancer, XYZ, or I work with cancer patients, at some point, when do I realize or when do I recognize that this is not good for me? If you know that you have diabetes and they say, okay, you got to change your eating habits. At some point, I want you well, but if you don't do nothing about it,
Right.
nothing's going to change or nothing's going to happen. So it's really up to the individual. I got to discipline myself every day, even if I might be tired. Okay, this is my prayer time, because somebody else is dependent on it, really. Because the other night I posted something about prayer, and literally someone messaged me, literally ready to give up on life. I didn't know them personally.
That's right.
I had to literally like, wow, God, thank you, one, for waking me up and obeying him. And the thing about it was, in responding to the message, and they literally was ready to give up on life.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
But I messaged them, sent them prayer, whatever. You can call me, XO. So in the morning, I get this message. You just don't know how God allowed you to actually cause me to live.
That's
Yeah.
dope.
I mean, that thing blew me away. And so we got to discipline. I might be tired or I might be doing a lot of things, but I got to be consistent, because then somebody else is dependent on it, not just me.
That's
right.
I'm planting a seed for somebody else.
That's right. And hopefully and not hopefully, it'll pay forward every time. We don't always know how, but it will pay forward. I just want to take a second and give a shout out to my co-host here. Let me turn around in case I make her cry. Look at this
Uh-oh.
girl face. So today, to what Dr. E is saying, Kiana B. Jones had a moment. So we've been traveling. We were in the Virgin Islands last week.
Yes.
She just landed, got back from Cali like 1 a.m. this morning.
Wow. Yeah.
I literally just got back from being out of town. Whiteford is only an hour and a half away, but it took me 2.5 hours through traffic today because I'm away at a camp with, we have about 30 or 40 children who we're loving back to life, right? Wow. But Kiana got sick today. And Kiana was in a lot of pain, and Kiana had to go to the hospital. Mm-hmm. And Kiana has only been out of the hospital probably about 2 hours, maybe 2.5. Yeah. And I was giving her a pass. Don't worry about the show tonight. Don't worry about the show tonight. She said, you don't get to give me a pass. She said, well, not only are we fighters, we're winners. I'm good. I'm a go.
Facts.
And the reality of that is, everybody is not cut from the same cloth.
Absolutely.
The hardest thing for us is people who want everybody to win is to recognize when others are not cut from the same cloth. She has seen me pass out in the ground, get up, shake myself off, and go back in our event and act like nothing has happened. I have watched her crawl across the floor and her say, just give me the medicine and give me the water and let's push. There is something in this woman, and I just love you. I just had to take a
She
moment.
just keep talking. She gonna try and make
I'm
me
not
cry.
gonna make you
I'm not
cry,
crying.
but
I'm
this
about
is
to
the
cry.
thing, right?
I love it.
This is
I
the
love
thing.
it.
What did tissues eat?
Understanding that in order to get something great, you have to be willing to sacrifice something great. And most times that thing that we sacrifice is our comfortability. Because the comfortability is something that since we were born, we have been trying to establish, or someone has established for us. When you're a baby, they wrap you up, they get you warm, they make you comfortable. When you go to preschool, when you go to elementary school, they ask you if you're comfortable. When you try on shoes, are you comfortable? Your entire life, people have been working to make you comfortable. So in order to get something great, you have to sacrifice your comfortability. And I'm so proud of you. Because all of us at this table would have still been here. You could have called in and sang like Beyonce just called in.
Yeah, y'all miss Beyonce.
Miss Beyonce. But instead you said, I'm a winner and I'm a fighter. And when I'm a fighter and I'm a winner, and this is what we do. Yeah. And it gave me the permission to leave certain people on the sideline. Because if they don't have that, it's not for me. I can't instill that in them. They either have it or they don't.
Well, they don't.
And that's a good point because, one, I love the consistency, the dedication, the push, the loyalty, the commitment. I've watched y'all. I love y'all dearly. You know, I'm going to be at every event. I'm going to push y'all through. And you need people that not only understand the vision, but they support the vision, but then they can push the vision. And if people don't understand, one, I tell people this all the time. They're not going to understand your vision. They're not going to understand your dream, why God gave it to you. But when you have someone like a Mary and Elizabeth that can make the baby leap, or is just going to push the vision, push the dream. If you don't have people around you that can help push it, that can help birth it, then you need to check it. And y'all know I got a new clothing line. It's not personal, it's purpose, because everybody's not in that plan. You know, in the book,
say it again,
I
Dr.
wrote,
E. It's not
they
what?
may not be, they're not part of the plan. They may be in chapter 6, but if I'm in chapter 10 and you're not part of chapter 10,
Come on.
you played a part in chapter 6. And I tell people, it's nothing personal. Even when they don't support you, I support a lot of people.
Y'all finish. I'm going to go run around the studio.
I support a lot of people. And a lot of times, I support a lot of people. And sometimes you don't get that. I understand. I understand. You know, I understand. So I love y'all for... And y'all compliment one another. Y'all compliment one another.
That's right.
I just had to get it out.
Y'all compliment one another. And as much as she want you to win, you want her to win.
That's right.
But even in her dedication and commitment on tonight, that says a lot. And we're cautious because we know with, you know, making sure we follow orders and all of that. But sometimes you got to push over and push through situations and circumstances. If you need a breakthrough that bad, you going to push through.
Come on, what's the
Sometimes
cash app? Let us sew into it. What's the
you
cash
trying to
app?
get a breakthrough from God, you got to push over and beyond. Let me tell you,
Wait for that breakthrough.
When I see everything God is doing from last year to this year, I literally, and I wasn't even sharing it with a lot of people. I shared it with you. Only a few, my pastor, only a few knew. Operating in faith and no finances, getting from one of our, you know, from one location to the other, back to the other, in between waiting on a job, but getting hired while my supervisor was out even on medical leave. But not only that, operating when people didn't understand. My praise didn't change. My posture didn't change. My smile didn't change.
Make me run
and
again.
then I was helping people in the midst of when I needed help, trying to help somebody else because I was commissioned to do it. And the thing people didn't understand. So everything that God's doing, like my pastor preached Sunday, I want everything God got for me. Every promise. You can look at me. You can look funny, cross-eyed, all of that.
I want
but
it all.
I labored for this.
Come on.
I went through. Nobody ever knew it. No, the mortgage had to be paid. Car note had to be paid. All that. And all what in the midst of it all, I still gave God praise. I still blessed him.
And your posture didn't change.
My posture,
Consistency.
nor my disposition didn't. I came to the house. Most of them didn't even know. Even my job, nobody knew it because they knew I was at the other campus.
Come on.
Nobody knew it. The president knew. She said, "Don't worry, because you coming back home."
Come on.
But let me tell you one thing: you don't know who God will send to bless you. And the thing is, Lord, I love my pastor and first lady. Always
Shout 'em
had.
out. Tell us who they are.
You know, ain't no place like 3910. Bethel Temple Church, 3910 West Rogers Avenue. Best pastor, Bishop Richard J. Pender and Lady Pender.
Yes.
And we just celebrated Family and Friends Day. But he said to me, you always hear the word, son, everything's not a good fit.
That's
and
right.
it's okay.
Uh-huh.
You know, but he always had a word most people didn't even know. Even when I couldn't tithe the way I wanted, when I gave my time, my service, I didn't miss. I was at Bible study. People didn't even know it.
Come on.
Even when they thought I was dancing, it wasn't just that I was dancing and praising for me. It was for release for somebody else. I got family members, so I was planting a seed for them, for my nieces, my nephews, my family. So when people look at you, they have no idea. But when I see what God is doing now, listen, I want everything that God has for me. Every promise, every prophetic word I've sown, I've given. And that's the thing is, it's more than just time, talent, ties, being a blessing, helping somebody else, giving somebody right. They didn't even know it. Trying to figure out, one of my friends was cash apping me something. I needed to go to an event.
Come on.
She's like, no, I'm going to make sure. Shout out to my twin. Make sure I got there. Shout out to Apostle Parker. They didn't even know it. Making sure you need people in the good, the bad, and the indifference. Nobody. And you can't share everything with everybody because they would not. Oh, you walked away from a job. You was making all this money. You know why? My integrity, my character and credibility to now. I was on the HR committee for a whole department. Not only that, just been nominated to go to an academy. Just was nominated for a award. But see, your integrity. And God spoke this word.
Wait a minute. Can we pause it there? Because
Yes,
we got to take a commercial break. And let me tell you, I got to run outside, okay? We need to take a moment. I know this was good, y'all. And I know some of y'all just tuned in, but we gotta take this commercial break. I want to hear what God said. See, it's good when it's God.
It's really going to bless you.
It's going to bless you. So give us 2 seconds. We're going to cut to the commercial break. And when we come back, we gonna find out what God said. See, it's not God, because we tired of playing. God. It's God.
That's right.
All right? Let's give a hand clap to Dr. E. Stay tuned. Come back. We're cutting to our commercial break. Baby. waiting on all of us to get queued up. Y'all call in if you can. It's 444-436-1277. Drop your comments. Hey, Sarita, ain't seen you in a while, girl. Hey, Roger, good to see you. I don't know what is happening with my thing here, but that is all right.
Hey, y'all. Thanks for tuning back in. Segment 2.
All right, so we are back. And in the black church, they say, I had to put some praise on it.
Hey, Tony Slaughter.
I had to take a praise break. I needed to take a moment. So just in full transparency, this is the first time in my life I've been a full-time entrepreneur. And entrepreneurship is very different, especially if you are used to that every 2 weeks.
Yes.
That pay every 2 weeks, no matter if you did any work or not, your pay is rolling in 2 weeks. So what you are sharing with us regarding the seed, the power of the seed, and most importantly, what you said about not changing your posture.
Yes.
So what happens is people go through things, and you can read it all in their spirit. Mm-hmm. You can see they like, why you look so sad, girl? My bills is due, and this is due, and that is due. And guess what? All of those things will always be due. When you die, you will still have expenses if you do not die debt-free. And even with that, you'll have something called your final expense, which is your burial. So I thank you for what you have said and what you are saying. So I don't know what's wrong with that, but we're not going to worry about it. What did God say?
So in the midst of this transition, in the midst of this wilderness experience, and that's why you got to see things from another perspective, and you got to see it from another perception, and that's why you can't change your posture, your position, or your praise.
Come on.
Why? Because in the midst of that 4-month transition in the wilderness experience, God gave me a word, which I actually preached at my church. Don't compromise your promise and settle for less. It's worth the wait.
It's worth the
wait. It's worth the wait. And it is worth waiting on God. And then my pastor actually preached this message the other Sunday. It's worth waiting on God. You know why? Because in the midst of this, he said, I'm going to show you how to navigate through the wilderness to get to your promise. But if you can endure the wilderness, you'll be able to experience the promise.
Okay.
And so in the middle of this whole 4-month wilderness process, I end up in the library, which I wrote my chapter to this book.
Come on.
So, and not only that, I watched God, allow the power of the seed to be in so many different libraries.
Do you have a copy of it?
I don't have the power of the seed with me. I just had brought yours because I got to sign yours.
Oh.
That's Soulful Prayers, y'all. That's the other one.
Let me hold it.
In the midst of all of that, God allowed me. And this is what prayer will do. That's what prayer will do. So in the midst of the wilderness, he allowed me to be a part of a vision that Miss Cheryl Pelot Williamson, that God birthed in her, but I connected when she shared it with me, just like the vision and the connection, just like y'all with the connection. And so here it is in the midst of a wilderness, yet I'm writing a chapter to a part of a book that I co-authored. Not even in the midst of the wilderness, I went out, I've been on... Lord, I done traveled to a land. I done been on TV, radio, you name it. And it was amazing because I looked at like everything that God was doing. So that's why we are praised in our posture.
One thing that you do, now, because I got to make sure we get everything in. One thing that you do, you've been all across the world. You've always paid it forward.
Yes.
And I want to just say that because it's so important. I was talking to someone today who said, they had a one-on-one with Les Brown, and Les gave them some advice. And they said, Tori, I know that you look at this man as your mentor. Why would he advise me of this thing? And I said, well, you have to understand where Les is coming from in this age, in this season, from this lens. See, sometimes we give advice from a place that is not relevant to the receiver. It's just like when your mother say, you'll learn, and then you live a little longer and it becomes relevant.
Oh, absolutely.
So one thing I've learned and I've watched you do, which has been amazing, is you pay it forward. So if you were in Atlanta, you dropped our names. If you were in Michigan, you dropped our names. You've connected me to people in India and other countries who are voting and rooting, and Team Tory, Team Beehive Connected Group. Thank you for that.
Oh, you're welcome. Don't make
Because
me get emotional.
I'm saying other people get theirs and they don't worry about giving it back. They don't. We have other people who have had opportunities who have not given it back. We have had people who have come
Not
up
just
on
not giving
us
back. They haven't even said thank you.
and have not acknowledged, have gone through our friends list, have gone and made connections based on the friends that we've introduced them to, made money and not even said thank you. So we never asked for $1. But this is the connected corner. How could you not say thank you?
And that's why I love about y'all and your spirit. And that's why I will always support you, push you. And even when I said that, I've been everywhere I've gone. I was just on a TV interview, and I was just sharing with them about you running and this interview coming up, and getting people to vote. Not only that, because you're in the community, your love, your passion. And the thing about it is, my stance on this is, one of the questions I'll be in Vital magazine at the end of for their new
Vital.
Yeah. So, and one of the questions was asked in reference to something like this: what is it about you helping somebody else? One, it was instilled in me by my mom. One came back and said thank you.
Right.
But see, the blessing was he got made whole. Not just healed. So even when it's etched in the portals of glory, he'll open doors. And when he does it, and sometimes he's allowing them not to, because can't nobody get the glory. Nobody will be able to say, well, I helped them get to, this city council seat or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
But when he does it, when I went through all that experience, nobody could do it but God, and nobody could get the glory but Him.
Right.
When I literally saw God move in a mighty people.
Right.
$5,000 worth of work.
0.
I mean, they just added value to my home.
Yeah.
But every book I sold, every T-shirt, I made sure I tithed off all of it. But I was also giving of my time, helping other people. And so that's when it comes where how powerful your seed is. It's not just money, but it's planting, it's seeding, it's sowing, it's helping, it's words of encouragement,
How do
nourishment,
we buy the
wisdom.
book? How do we buy the book? How do we find it?
You go
I've
on
seen it in
Amazon.
it's in every
Oh,
library.
it's in the library too. Yeah.
He said,
So-
okay, say that.
Yes.
Yeah,
Hey,
so-
girl. So
yeah,
how do
it's-
we find it to buy it to
It's
own it?
actually The Power of the Seed is on Amazon and Barnes and Nobles. And like I tell people, even if you can't get it, you can go to the Enoch Pratt Baltimore City Library, 22 locations, 19 of Baltimore County. Go to Carroll County Westminster Library, which is now. Yeah, I got an email a month ago. And if you happen to be in PA and Dauphin County, it's in 8 locations. And then when someone said this to me, well, are you getting paid? I said, it's not about that. It's a legacy that you're leaving, because somebody will always be reading. Somebody will always be empowered, inspired by reading this book.
Right.
God blessed and favored me less than 2 weeks. This was in the library.
You said stop running after the money is what you just said.
You can't do it.
Yeah.
It's not just about
received
that.
that.
That'll come. If you seek ye first the kingdom, he already said all these other things would be added. If you bring ye tithes into all of this, he already gave us a principle for that. He already said, I give you power to get wealth.
I
just put
wanna
that on a
say
T-shirt.
Thank you for that word, because not only I'm sure the audiences, people are responding, they're commenting, they're saying, how good this is, how informative it is. So we thank you for that. But understanding, because again, we all have walks, right, in life, and Tori we both knew. I'm new to full-time entrepreneurship. I've always been an entrepreneur, owned a business. So to go from having a full-time job income, being close to making that 6 figures, and then also having business income, a lot of times now it's just the business income, and I'm trying to figure out, like, what's happening? Like, am I doing something? I'm expansion. I know I'm expansion. I don't have a paycheck. I don't have that other income anymore. I've never had less than 3 sources of income at a time. So, in the last 2 years now, from an entrepreneur perspective, is now looking at how many streams of income can I get just for entrepreneurship. And a lot of times we have, and I know I've said this before, is that everybody doesn't understand. Like we said, everything is not for everyone.
Right.
But we get a lot of flack. I know Tori, definitely people look at her like she crazy when she say she left the federal government in a 6-figure income. I also get that, and we know that we have family and friends that, the murmuring and different things like that happens, that say, how are you guys doing it? But it definitely is God, definitely is favor. And so if you are still afraid to step out on faith, it's never going to happen. You're never going to understand what it's like. You're never going to understand what that true faith looks like, what
Gotcha.
it looks like
Yeah.
walking in faith,
Yeah.
and what it looks like to really have favor, because you've never given him a chance to really show up, really show up and show out for you, because you live in certain fears. And for me, it's never been about money. So I appreciate you saying that, because people look and they think that we're absolutely crazy. Like people tell me all the time, you got a master's degree, you don't get a job, you got a master's, you can get any job you want. But I understand that they don't understand.
They don't understand.
And that God did not give them the vision.
Nor the capacity.
Nor the capacity. And I stopped, I really just, I don't care no more. I don't care if you don't understand. I don't care if you don't have the
and
capacity
sometimes
to
you can't
understand.
even respond to people that don't have faith like you have.
Yeah.
Nobody would have understood me walking away from there. One, my word, my name, my integrity, my character was more to me than me. I literally told my pastor either I was going to be in jail or I wasn't going to have no job. Because you weren't going to talk to me any kind of way. Not when
right,
I come
Carla.
every day.
Right.
I do my work. I'm
you
never
have to
late.
just,
I don't disrespect, and I do what is asked. And even though they did not help, but God was already preparing me. And even in that testing period, I watched the hand. One thing I do know, I walk in His favor. One thing I do know, as the late Apostle Evans told me how blessed I would be 21 years ago, and when my bishop even now told me, every son, favor's going to follow you wherever you go, because your love for God, your love for ministry, your love for me. And the thing about it is, my name was worth it, because guess what? Let me tell you this. They had to literally watch me present at that HR in the Zaya building in front of an entire audience. They had to watch me be one of the key speakers for a head and neck conference.
That's preparing a table for you in the presence
Right
of your
in front of
enemy.
them. And see, here's the other key too. You got to release and let it
Welcome
go.
back,
Yeah.
Forgiveness. You got to I didn't hold
good.
nothing against him. He woke me up 3 a.m. praying for somebody that had done me wrong. Now, how do you do that when they treated me wrong when my father died?
Come on. So wait, so I'm going to cut you off again. Speak to this book. Tell us the name of it again. Where do we get it? Where do we buy it? How do we have it?
Oh, now this connects because he gave me the word. So y'all love it. Power and prayer. Prayer and power. This is what I co-author, Soulful Prayers. Phenomenal prayer. This intentional communication. It's on Amazon, but if you go to my link, go right there. It'll
Give
take
us
you
the
right
link.
there. The link is http bit.ly/Dr. E. Holmes, and it's on my page.
And I'll
This is a
post
book.
it because this is my book. I was one
Yeah,
of the
this
first
is
people
her.
to get
Yes.
my book.
And this will bless you because volume 2 will be coming out. So, but this will bless you. But when God gave me the revelation to connect power and prayer and how powerful prayer is, but then how there's power in prayer. So now He gave me a whole revelation that it's just really, and that's the whole thing. When y'all see the Vital magazine, it's going to really bless you because that's how it was. So I had to embrace what I was speaking about, the power of the seed when I was in that wilderness experience. How can I tell somebody about something I really haven't experienced or I don't know nothing about? But He allowed me to go through because I have a deeper revelation now for the power of the seed. And I can tell you how to walk through. I can tell you about it. I can tell you what it means to operate in faith and no finance. I can tell you how that I wrote this chapter on personal finance, but how to be more wise and a better steward. Not that I wasted stuff, but to be a better steward, even a more steward, but then to help and to save and to do more than I needed to do. So I'm even more wiser than what I do. But then in the midst of all of that, I've watched God allow me to travel. I had so many plane tickets, like I was going somewhere every single month.
I was sick of you. I was like,
just
you know
got
what?
back from Aruba.
Yeah.
But
Let me go
last
with him.
year, and nobody knew it, and I had the experience, but I went through it to be able to write in this book, Soulful Prayers, dealing with personal finance. I was able to be in the next book coming out, volume 2.
Right.
And not only that, then to even really give people more revelation of the power of the seed from the natural and spiritual. Because as the farmer, it's a whole way of living.
Yes.
But there's a process and preparation. That's why this workbook is really going to blossom because it helps you to understand the process, the
I'm
preparation.
Gonna cut you off again because we're running out of time, and I want everybody to get everything. The workbook, is it a part of the book? Is it purchased separate?
It's going to be, but actually, I'm going to actually be teaching it as lessons because I just want to be a blessing to people when I do the teaching. Like I have one coming up at the library. And
So just read this top part for us. Give them a taste, an appetizer.
now, this is one of Oprah's quotes, and I'll get to mine. Your real job in life is to figure out as soon as possible what your purpose is. who you are meant to be, and to begin to honor your calling in the best way possible. Wow. Now, here it is. One of mine from this workbook says, planting seed as an ideal suggestion means of laying the groundwork for something that can develop or expand in the future. Mm-hmm. A person can plant a seed, an event, an ideal, even a tradition that will last for years to come.
Wow.
So here it is. I'm planning, I'm seeing, but I'm looking for the harvest even in the future.
Come on. And I'm looking for the harvest for you, honey. I am blessed. We're going to end this week. Can we agree to have Dr. E back?
Yeah.
We're going to have Dr. E back. I am full. We are
I came in
feeling
here
excited.
starving. I am full.
So, how is this news and resources you can use? Yeah, it sound like we just had church. It sound like all that. But if you are wise, what you heard was consistency, dedication, studying, practicing, and staying true to who you have been called to be. Yeah. So we need that, especially in communities right now where the median income is $22,000. Adults are not reading beyond a 4th grade level. Yeah. People are struggling. Babies are raising babies. We need to understand not only the hope, but the promises that are on our lives. So we want to give a hand clap to Dr. E. We love you.
I love y'all.
Thank you. We are excited. We are going to tag you. We're going to keep you posted. Can you sign my book?
Yes, absolutely. I brought her book. Y'all do this because this is for her. And then listen, y'all. I know we're running out of time. I do radio, so I know the whole protocol and all of that. But y'all make sure she's running for City Council, 7th District. This sister of mine, she's not just a friend, but these are my sisters. Listen, she's in the community. She's working hard. We got to support. We got to see. We got to sow. We got to push that she's making change. She's doing it. Listen, it's not easy leaving a 6-figure income. Let me tell you, that was the hardest thing when I was able to do what I wanted and then you couldn't because then it was a process that you had to endure. But to watch God do it because you obeyed. See, obedience is always going to bring about a blessing. And when you operate in faith, let me tell you, faith will move God on your behalf. I've seen him do it.
Yeah.
I've seen even the enemy bless me.
I receive it.
Yes.
I receive it.
I've seen the enemy bless me.
Come on.
Yes,
every time.
God.
So,
Heard your confirmation.
We love you. We thank you. How much time we got? Somebody put a 5 or 4 or 2 or any time? Okay, cool. Nobody's on the phone? All right. So we are going to roll right into our entertainment segment.
Can't top that, yo. I can't top that.
If not, we will hold it. Would you like to hold it till next week? How will you feel?
Listen, I need y'all to go ahead and just go to bemorebbossparty.eventbrite.com. Get those tickets.
Say that one more. Wait a minute. Hold up. Can you see something?
Oh, shoot.
Oh, it was Tori this
Another
Girl,
fumble. It was Tori.
Wait a minute. You know my
I'm
bad.
sorry, y'all. I keep doing that.
Listen, I need everybody who is watching our lives, who is online right now, please go to bemorebbossparty.eventbrite.com. This is calling for all the bosses, all the business owners. I need y'all to come and get these tickets because first of all, I'm hosting, all right? I'm the MC, so you already know it's going to be lit. But not only that, you're going to leave with something that you never came in the building with. And that's a lot of information, and you're going to uplift. Not only that, Miss Toy Rose, we're going to sit here and give her all the donations we need to give. We're going to support her 100% because District 7 needs Toy Rose. We deserve better, and she's going to give it to us. That's from 4 to 7 at the Palladium, and the location is 2900 Liberty Heights, Baltimore, Maryland, 21215. Yo, get your tickets, man. Get your tickets right now. I got like 7 tickets, man. Get your tickets.
Get your tickets.
You don't want to miss that.
And we're going to have a good time. Catered food.
Oh, yeah. I like to eat.
DJ.
Yeah.
I'm going to get my 2-step on. Don't think it's going to be like a political thing.
Facts.
We're coming to have a good time.
Absolutely.
We're going to party with a purpose.
Absolutely.
And it's inside. It's a day party, but it's inside. So it doesn't matter what the weather is
so
like.
come and looking real nice and bossy.
And
that's right.
Come
y'all support my
bossy.
sister. Listen, y'all. See, what you make happen for others, God will make happen for you. This is a great cause. It's good purpose. It's good ground. So see, when you seed into good ground, it produces a harvest. And then even when it seems that your seed may take a while, listen, it germinates through the underground process to get to the set time and season. So don't worry about the time. It's always got an appointed time. So we operate in the timing and season of God. Y'all support my sister. She supports everybody.
Yes.
Thank you.
Please and thank you.
So y'all get that.
Love y'all. So
Party.
the last
Get your
60 seconds,
tickets.
I want to have my prince, the official
Be
prince,
more boss party.
Joshua, come forward with his
Eventbrite.
political.
Get your tickets.
He has a joke for us. Every now and
Political.
then, the politicals come forward. So come on over here, Prince. People
Wait. Let's give Mr.
Give it up for the
Mr.
political.
Prince
And my little
with the
nephew.
political.
Over here, Mr. Political.
With his cute stuff. I like your haircut.
I like your haircut. So you have a joke for us.
Yes.
You can read it. Come on. Let us know what it is.
The star of Cake Boss was arrested for DWI. Police interrogated him for 30 minutes at 350 degrees.
Y'all get it?
Wait. I didn't get the star of the
I
cake
got it.
boss. Say it again.
I
The
got it.
star of the Cake Boss was arrested for DWI. Police interrogated him for 30 minutes at 350 degrees.
So 350 degrees.
degrees.
I just got it. That was funny.
That was good,
Thanks, y'all. Give it up.
Because
So, guys,
y'all got something coming up, right?
we
That's what
are getting Joshua prepared. It's so funny because he always asks questions, political questions, and some of them are really funny. Some of them are kind of corny, like his mother. So we are starting on YouTube our little series. It's called Politicals, and it is politics at a 5th grade level. So what we understand is our children don't always know who they vote for, why they vote, what's a Democrat, what's a Republican. And so that's going to be Josh and I thing, and it's going to air this fall. So y'all stay
Facts.
tuned for Politicals with
tuning in.
Prince and Tori.
Yeah.
So we've had an amazing show. We are at the end of our show. We thank Beyonce for calling in. We thank Radio on Fire. We thank Diamond K and everybody.
Shout out to
And
Team Nice.
Team Nice Entertainment. I'm so honored because Nice, this will be the first time you've hosted something for me.
Facts.
A first official thing. You
All
always
right.
keep our corners lit.
All I'm going to say is,
hands across
are you
Baltimore.
ready? Are you ready? Because it's about to be a turn up.
Get your tickets, www.bemorebosparty.eventbrite.com. It's going to be catered for.
Yes.
Exquisite caterers. We have
Thank
DJ
you, Felicia.
Kibi.
Kibi. Whoop, whoop.
So
And
DJ Kibi.
make
again,
sure you get your ticket.
thank you so much to Dr. Holmes.
Thank
we
you for
love
having
you and
me.
we
I love
appreciate
y'all.
you.
Thank you.
And that is night, guys. That is night. That is it tonight, guys. Check us out every Tuesday.
Every
We say 8:30. We give you time to get your popcorn and get to the TV or get to the computer. So we'll be here 8:30 every Tuesday. Stay with us. Stay connected. And remember, the Connected Corner is where you actually get news and resources that you can actually use. Love y'all. Good night.
Good night.